Hey man, all this Kanye West thing does is prove how emotional y'all are, how emotionally weak y'all are. That's all. That's all it proves, man. Look at the people coming forth, bro. This just proves my point, man. Look, bro. This nigga from Black Lives Matter, bro. The nigga that's staying on some property that George Soros owns and pays, my nigga. This nigga up here talking about, no, it's not okay. No, it wasn't a choice. Nigga, bro, man, fuck out of here, bro. Then guess who else talking? Daz talking about he's gonna send some Crips his way and all that. Bro, over some Donald Trump shit, bro. You nigga, you was producing songs for Snoop to shout out Trump on songs, bro. Fuck wrong with these niggas, man. You know what I'm saying? Niggas in the 90s promoted in hip hop that mafioso bossed up, made man mentality. Then all of a sudden, when Trump run for office and he, shows that same level of attitude of being a quote unquote made man, now everybody mad. Now everybody mad because the media tells them to be mad. You feel me? Not that I don't support Trump at all. But the fact that Kanye gets out here and speaks, and says he supports him, he supported him before he was running for office. The thing about Kanye is that he's loyal to a fault. That's why he's still friends with, Donald Trump. After all of the other things, all of the things he said, he's still friends with him, just like he was still friends with Jay-Z, that came in a three-piece suit. Even after all the conniving things he done to him. Dame wanted, Dame is the reason why Kanye even got picked up to get put on the label. You feel me? Dame made all those moves for him. Jay-Z didn't give a fuck about Kanye. But Kanye stayed loyal to him. You know what I'm saying? Niggas, you know what I'm saying? And the fact that J. Cole even, this is why I didn't make a video, bro. Because I'm repeating the same thing over and over again. I'm just going to remain calm when I talk about this because it's a lot of things that I see, man. It's a lot of things that I see, within the black community. A lot of people have self-hate, just in total disarray. I wanted to separate myself from this for a few days. I wanted to give it a few days before I start talking about it, but I was like, nah, people gotta hear this. But at the same time, I felt as if these people are just like lost because I see the overwhelming support of ignorance, bro. Just like the Issa Rae situation. I got so many things I could say on here. I'm just going to get them all out the way. The Issa Rae situation where she, said Filipinos. She told black women in a book, that people are just now reading. She told them that she told black women to go after Asian men because Asian women are running after white men. So she's in desperation, trying to escape from, a black family, black foundation is telling black women to run towards Asian men and say, don't date Filipinos. They the niggas of the black race. So, what I'm saying? They the black people of the Asian race. Really? Really? Disrespectful. Straight up disrespectful, self-hate, all of that. And you know what all of that means is that I can even mention other things, bro. I can mention so many things. I can go down the line of them. I've seen people supporting Issa Rae in her comments. And I see men that watch her show Insecure. Bro, how you watch that shit? I don't see how niggas watch indoctrination. I don't see how niggas watch programming, bro. I stopped watching television because of the commercials, my nigga. I stopped watching, events like the finals in the Super Bowl because of they fucking promotion in between the game. Or before. Or at halftime. You know what I'm saying? Nigga ain't finna indoctrinate me with that bullshit, bro. They casting spells on y'all. That's the whole point of that. I mean, I'm talking over y'all now, but shit goofy. Niggas out here supporting the whole show called Insecure, where it's promoting, stereotypes of black men being ain't shit, you feel me? And just dogging y'all out and, black women being hoes and being confused at the same time. That's the reality of the black community now. It's about selfishness. It's about pleasure, you feel me? See, this whole situation is just like a just fucking circus, my nigga. It's a circus, bro. And YouTube is not a platform in which, melanated people can speak to their people. It's a platform in which liberal blacks can get on here and be victims and play the race card and play, all type of simp cards, basically. You know what I'm saying? And I seen people like It's a gender war right now. It's a real gender war, bro. Be trying to fall back and not speak on certain things, man, because I gotta maintain my level of balance in life as well, in this mentality, because this shit'll throw you off. Paying attention to this shit and giving your energy to it. So just go down the facts when you speak about these things, because this shit is dangerous, bro. What they doing, man? What these people are really doing? What they really trying to tell you is that it's a war on the black man. The black women are not on your side. I've said this before. It's been shown, bro. Nigga, I had to respond to a black female that said that the Black Panthers, in agreement with this Issa Rae situation, was like, yeah, even the Black Panthers didn't like black women. They wouldn't let them lead. And I'm like, what the hell is this? And it's a female older than me, a black female older than me. I said, did you not know of the WIC program? The Food for Children program? The Black Panthers created that to feed children from mothers, black mothers. And the government stole that and made the WIC program. So what the hell are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? It's like this, man. The communities that we have now, it's things on Twitter, bro. Older individuals around my age, man. I start realizing my age, like, you know, not to say that I'm not like officially an old head or nothing, but I'm starting to see that these individuals that speaking on these things are around my age. These motherfuckers ain't really grown like in their mentality, because they don't understand that if you 26, I'm not 26, but if you 26, 27, and you saying like these black women on here are saying all of this, you know, bashing of black men, saying that, you know, they support all type of crazy shit, and you putting that out there like hate men, fuck men, you realize that a large part of quote unquote black Twitter is from ages 14 to 18. And these are viral tweets with 100,000 likes and, you know what I'm saying, crazy shit that you would think like, why is this getting support? Oh yeah, when you look at the black community, but we'll get to that later. So they not realize that it's 14, 15, 16-year-olds looking at this shit, young black men. You know how they feeling now? I'm finna dog these bitches out. That's their mentality when they see things like this. Or, it's another way. They'll do this. I see this a lot too. This is a problem within the black community as well. Niggas joining on their side and being like, you know, not all black men are like that, you know, I feel where y'all coming from though, but just realize not all black, nigga, they starting war on you, they declaring war on you, you know what I'm saying? You can't deal with that, bro, can't do that, my nigga. Look, now into this Kanye situation. So Kanye had said that, you know, the slaves had a choice. Well, let me just point y'all to something. Who knows about the invasion of Japan, where, you know, Americans try to rewrite history as usual. You know, those people that are biased and, you know, don't want to look at things from two sides. They claim that it was Japanese propaganda, because when the Japanese citizens heard from their government that the Americans were coming to their, you know, to invade their town. I think it was Saipan, I believe that was the city. And what they did is they all jumped off of a mountain and killed themselves, because they knew that they were gonna get put into concentration camps. Their women were gonna get raped, and there was all type of other things going on too. America, you know, they told their forces, American forces were told not to take any survivors. So it was already known. The Japanese did what they were supposed to do. But that's knowing of it. So I'm just saying that to say that the Japanese were savages back then as well too. You know, they were savages against Korea, China. Think about that small island taking on China and, you know, fucking shit up. Savages. For real, for real. Anybody that knows history knows that. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of, you know, those Asians, they view it as karma, but that's a whole, you know, that's their self-hate going on around there. A lot of people don't know that. But yeah. So with that going on, you can kind of relate it to slavery. If you knew this was going on, it should have happened like that. You know, after 400 years, yeah. I mean, yeah. Most definitely was a choice. I see a lot of people defend that with their emotions, but it does make sense. It's something I've said before, actually. But I sympathize with a lot because of course that's our quote unquote ancestors. And um, what I know about slavery is that they were forced to mate with other women. Like you get a LeBron James built slave male, black slave male, and you get a Serena Williams built female, and they have them mate and create some super slave, you feel me, genetically gifted, to work. And then they separate them, send the mother someplace else, and probably send the son somewhere else and sell him to another plantation, to another master, things like that. And what's crazy about that dude that said that against Kanye West, talking about that Black Lives Matter dude? Bro, you basically a slave, my nigga. You got a Jewish owner. You living on his property, and you come on now. That's the craziest shit ever. Craziest shit ever. But all this proves is that black people getting their emotions and don't think logically. You feel me? You got bigger problems going on than Kanye saying some shit about Trump, bro. You know what I'm saying? Basically. And his slavery shit, that's his own fucking opinion, man. You know what I'm saying? He didn't live through slavery to, have that type of opinion. But I do say this, as I said before. When they separate the women and the men and, their wives and all of that, I'm talking about, like 40, 50 years after, when slavery was first started. We're going to get, into that. They made the physically gifted because guess what? They don't view them as mentally gifted, as having heart. You feel me? They don't view the men as having heart. That's why they were able to do shit like that. They had y'all defeated already. And that's what I always say about black people now. Y'all let too many people in anyways. You know what I'm saying? Y'all let too many people in y'all mix. It's crazy. I can go into detail, but I will. So, in hip hop, it's cool to have diversity. Yes, it's very cool. Diversity is cool. But when you allow certain things to be taken away and what was for you and for your people, and you let other people in to appropriate it, that's when it becomes a problem. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you see with damn near every fucking thing. Damn near every fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. Because when you look around the black community, you see that the women's minds are aligned with that supremacy system. I did this video, a video like this, about 3 times today. I deleted them 3 times. One was 41 minutes, one was 16 minutes, one was about 8 minutes. I just got, like heated. I got this like heat inside of me. I was like, you know what? I don't even want to talk about it. Because it was messing with my head. I was like, damn. Really is fucked up out here. But I went down the line of things like this. The words that black people use. The fact that we use words like white supremacy. You're saying that they're supreme above you. Realizing and breaking down the self-hate of black people. The escapism of black people. There's so many forms of escapism. Like, for the Issa Rae situation, that's, food for somebody to feed off of with black women hate issues. The way they would express it is listening to a Tommy Sotomayor rant about that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's his, that's his lane of, escapism. And would he be telling the truth? Yeah, probably yeah. Because that proves it. But he has self-hate as well. That's a form of escapism for people with those issues. So, for those that want to, believe in 16 foot tall, 100% dark, black Anunnaki coming out of UFOs to save you, come with me, my brother, with afros on. You know what I'm saying? Those people are looking for some escapism as well, believing in shit like that. And also for other people that believe the black woman is God, your polites, they will listen to, for escapism, they will listen to a young pharaoh. For the black women with self-esteem issues because of this, quote-unquote white supremacy system. It wouldn't be supreme if you wouldn't call it that. It wouldn't be. Words are magic. They love that y'all call it that. They love that Tariq walks around calling it white supremacy. You feel me? Maybe I should start using words like black supremacy. Or use a different word. So I don't fault the people that say peace, peace, family, and brother, but they use that as a way to draw y'all in. Just to backstab y'all. That's why discernment is a good thing to have. A lot of people don't even know what discernment is. For real, for real. A lot of people say that shit, still get duped. Look, so many experiments, bro. So many fucking experiments on y'all minds. Y'all just don't get it. Jim Jones was a CIA, project. The island he was on was owned by the CIA before it was given to him and they bought it. All of those black people that followed that white man, they were from my city, South Central Los Angeles. My mama knew some of them people, went to school with them, you feel me? My grandmother knew some of them people, and they was, she went to school with them. They were grandmother, they were mothers and daughters, following this white man. A cult. Right in the hood, bro. Right in the hood, all them black people went down. That showed me, once again, what it is. And it was a majority black women. Drinking the Kool-Aid. Ain't that something? Drinking the Kool-Aid. Crazy. And it's so many other forms of that today. A form of escapism. Trying to avoid what's really going on out here. Scared of the system that much. When people call Kanye crazy, he mentioned the fact of, he had lip lipo or something like that. He had lipo on himself. You know what I'm saying? Because of the media. Now, what that tells me is that he has problems. Most definitely. He has problems that need to be addressed. He needs to be canceled. But guess what black people are doing? Bashing and clowning the fuck out of him. I see Duval clowning him. I see 50 Cent clowning. I see a lot of people clowning him. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy to me. This nigga he really needs help. But I say that to a certain extent because Kanye has proven that he has some type of knowledge of, what it's all about. He really does. A lot of people just don't catch it. People call people crazy because they scared. They fear that they speaking up. That's what it's all about. They fear that they speaking up. Kanye done spoke so much truth that I never called the nigga crazy. It takes me a while to call motherfuckers crazy, bro. It takes me a while for the people that, the masses call crazy. Like, yeah, he probably, it's fear. The majority of the time it's just fear because the people are scared to, align themselves with that mentality because it would alter their lifestyle, their day-to-day life. They can't get up and go to work because of that. They can't pick their kids up to school realizing that, their kids are being indoctrinated with total opposite of what they want them, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So they have to ignore all of that and, just go on living life just like a gerbil running in a wheel, you feel me? That's what they are. Scared to jump off that shit and say, you know what? Fuck that wheel. I'm gonna die in this motherfucker. Fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, I'm crazy. But what he mentioned about the media is true. He spoke directly to TMZ in their fucking office. You can call that crazy, but that's the facts. It's the media that promotes this shit. I was just gonna do a video on this right here, but I'm gonna leave a picture up through the whole fucking thing so y'all will see what I'm talking about. This is what they promoting in Bad Baby's video. Now I'll take the L on this, of course, for saying that it was gonna be trending number one. But guess what? Over 200,000 likes in less than a day, and over 2 million views. She's a bona fide star. Who seen The One by Jet Li, bro? She's the one fighting all these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? All these other, white appropriators. She's the one, my nigga. She whooping all of their asses, bro. She is the one. I'm telling y'all, man. Neo, she's the one, my nigga. They found the perfect imitation of a black girl. The urban black girl. Appropriator. They found her, and they gonna promote the hell out of her. Now that people have bought in, including black women have bought in on this little girl and supporting her as well. Just like the Kardashians, black women have a love-hate, relationship with the Kardashians. 1 minute y'all hate them, 1 minute y'all, supporting them. Hell, for an example, they got two twin black girls that, that's their friends. Hell, Sierra a friend of her, of Kim Kardashian, and Scottie Pippen girl, but she Latino. But I can use other examples. A lot of motherfuckers, a lot of black people are friends with these damn Kardashians. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy to me. But yeah, black women on Twitter say they appropriate college and appropriating this and that and this and that. But hey, y'all trying to be them. But yet at the end of it all, they trying to be y'all. You can't get that you can't get that through to black women. I'm talking overall. For the women on this channel that understand that, there's no reason for y'all to try to, get in y'all emotions about that. But for the ones that, when we look around the black community, we know what we see. I do. I do. And what I realize is that it's not just the black women, it's the black men as well that suffer from this self-hate. And that comes across when you realize that a lot of black men and black women view themselves as less than white. What is their proof behind this? A system in which, you don't have to align yourselves with. Nobody's telling you to align yourselves with the corporate world. Nobody's telling you to align yourself with record labels. Nobody's telling you to align yourself with NBA leagues and all this shit. You feel of things in which they own and manage and operate. Nobody's telling you to. You go and do that on your own. Instead of building your own thing up. Black men have the talent, but do they have the togetherness? Do they have the unity to do it? That's the point. Do they have the heart to maintain it and fight? That's the problem. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. And also, an internal insecurity. Of course, insecurity is internal. But when black men and black women, the average one in America, hell, outside of America, this first generation African, African immigrant, SRA, has self-hate issues. You know what I'm saying? And she not even from America. She not even a indigenous black girl. She's from, quote unquote, the motherland. You feel me? Ain't that funny that they call things where it first started the motherland? They don't call it the fatherland, bro. They call it the motherland. Ain't that interesting? Mother Earth, motherland, ladies first. What else? Mother Earth, motherland, ladies first. And there's one more I'm trying to think of. Can't think of it. Mother Nature. Yeah, Mother Nature. Call it all this, right? I'm on here reaching. No, I'm just playing. Matrix equals the womb. Mitochondria, DNA. Ma'at. You feel me? But, yeah, what you notice is that a lot of people in America, a lot of black people, quote unquote black, once you start talking to them and you just see how they react and how they talk and their opinion towards certain things. Even in the 70s, the black man was saying, the man is holding us down. You know what I'm saying? You calling him the man, but what are you? If he's the man, what are you? You feel me? The words, they have power. That's what I tell y'all. I seen a youngin come in the comment section, bro, and tell me that when he wrote his manifestations down, all of them came true. And he said it's spooky. It's a youngin, you feel me? Like, at least 15, 16 years old. So what that tells me is that you know what I'm saying, when you dabble with that, you have to realize, bro, these words are spells. That's why they call it spelling. You know what I'm saying? Curse words. Spelling, spells and curses. Feel me? That's what it is. It's magic, bro. It's magic, my God. And that's what, even with your day-to-day verbal things, if you see yourself as like, oh man, I'm black, I can't do that, and your mentality, that will be your reality. They know that. That's why they silence those that promote, changing of, that whole thing. They understand the images. What you accept subconsciously becomes reality. When you see images of broken families on television, when you see um, things like that, bro, I don't even watch that shit. I don't even watch that shit. Try my best not to. But people gladly tune in for indoctrination, bro, for programming, for propaganda. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. This shit don't make no sense. And another thing, the black community can be turned around if people change their minds, if people change their way of thinking, if people change the words they use. It would be a total 180, most definitely. But that comes with something that people are not trying to put in the work for. It would take individuals, this type of work in which I'm talking about has at least a couple generations of work and teaching, you know what I'm saying, to actually turn it around, bro. That's how tough the indoctrination of the average melanated being is. Because after quote unquote 400 years of slavery, we can even go back further than that and show you, what the Moors were doing, you know what I'm saying, to black people. Man, look. Then after that, the sharecropping era up until now, and you still have young black women who grow up, in this system with their women, with their men hating them, and them hating their men, and then you know um secretly wanting to be a white woman because they hate their skin color. Now, see, the thing about me is that I've never had self-hate, because what I realize about myself is that I think deeper than my skin color. You feel me? And what I realize is that after doing all of this research, finding out everything that I found out, it's a lot of white people that go missing. It's a lot of them. And the thing about it is that I'm gonna tell y'all something, bro. Those Amber Alerts are for the girls that are really missing. Like, somebody really snatched them up. It be a majority of the time Amber Alerts when you get them on, that signal on your phone. That's for a person that the father ran off with the child, or the auntie picked her up and never dropped her off at home. That type of shit. Those are the girls that are really missing. But for the dozens, my nigga, really hundreds of thousands that go missing every month, sacrificial, my nigga. And the thing about it is that once you realize that serial killers are all military, have military backgrounds, it's MK Ultra, and MK Ultra comes from the military. So who has status above the military, or who does the military have status above? Your police department, right? So once you find out that some of these, serial killers were police department, a part of a police department, they have some type of connection, because they don't get to run around like that. There's a blue code of silence within those people. The army had don't ask, don't tell, and the cops, the officers have the code of silence, blue code of silence. So with that being known, and also the politicians that are involved as well, I'm talking about the hierarchy of the army. You have people in the army or military services like the quote unquote Satan worshiper who created the Temple of Set, which was like a branch of the military. And Seth is basically Satan from Egyptian mythology. Set Anubis, Setan, Setanubis. So with that being known, they have organizations that walk around and kidnap children, do all of this sick stuff, and they kill them like that. You know what I'm saying? They kill them. That's why these serial killers get along. And then the people that are a part of that, they have a fall guy. That fall guy becomes your Wayne Williams, black guy, your Charles Manson, your I can go down the list, my nigga. I really don't want to. This shit, these some sick motherfuckers, but that's what it's all about. And they have ties to politicians. You know what I'm saying? Politicians are a part of these things as well. What do you think they get these bodies for? I mean, y'all don't fucking know. Y'all think Bohemian Grove is fake? Y'all think Bohemian Grove is fake? Come on now, my nigga. It's so much that goes on that people are just unaware of. Fox and numerology equals 666. The number of man. And the Vav is, a Hebrew symbol. It's really a number. But the symbol is a 6, the Vav. And 3 of them are on the monster can. The monster can is 3 Vavs, which is a Vav is 666. And they calling you a monster when you drink it. You're the Goyim. You're the sheep not allowed to own anything by law. You know what I'm saying? Hey man. So when you see, just like the Golden State Killer, he's the fall guy. He takes it. You know what I'm saying? They take it. They don't say nothing because if they do, they understand. Guess what? In prison, those sheriffs, they have also the FBI and CIA are involved with these killings. This is some Black Project shit. So they can easily get in your cell and have you suffocated in your cell, or just like who? Just like Jeffrey Dahmer, fall guy, get killed in jail. You try to speak out. It's some dark shit, my nigga. It's some dark shit. Most Black people don't even understand this. So these are little girls getting sliced up and raped and found in the woods, and during serial killer sprees and all of that. And we already know that the Jews have crossed out white America. That's what all of these alternate right groups are getting. It's a bashing of them right now. The quote unquote Jews are in full effect of supporting organizations like Black Lives Matter. They're in full support of supporting anything liberal. The Grammys, all of that stuff, everything you see on television is supported by them. And there is some infighting going on. There's definitely some infighting. You have to realize Trump went to Jesuit school. So if you know the history between the Jesuits and the Jews, then you should, you put these together. I'm only 24 years old and I realize this. I truly do. And what you realize about Bill Cosby is that he spoke up and wanted to buy NBC when he was elderly, because after all those years of talking down on Black people and, saying all of this, and even though he was, doing all that evil shit and, raping them women and all that, he wanted to change it around because he understood the symbology of, our images on television and what we accept. Just like with this show of Insecure. Black men watching that shit, you gotta be a sucker, my nigga. You gotta be a sucker to sit up there and watch them talk down on you and listen to all that. Bro, I'm sick of niggas supporting shit like that, my nigga. Sick of niggas supporting, you know what I'm saying? Like, I hear old heads in the 80s talk about Oprah show and, all of these shows that would come out. I think Jerry Springer, they had Maury and every fucking talk show. They said it was a dozen talk shows back in the 80s and 90s of, just women getting on there bashing the fuck out of Black men. But how many shows did you have for Black men bashing Black women? How many shows on television? None. Zero, my nigga. It was war back then. And what do Black men do? Niggas don't say nothing. Niggas just take that shit on the chin. You know what I'm saying? And that's not what you're supposed to do. That's not what you're supposed to do. It's crazy, my nigga. It's crazy. And my whole point about Bill Cosby is that he was doing all that foul shit, but guess what he tried to do at the end? As all old people do, when it's on their subconscious mind. Just like I told y'all, the truth about Tupac's murder and who really did it will come out on some of these people's deathbed, my nigga. Dr. Dre and Snoop. Yeah, the FBI, yeah, they did it. They killed Pac because he was gone. Niggas gonna come out and say it. That's when you gonna hear it, and then find out all these niggas was telling the truth at the end. Then that's when the generation after that, with all of this bashing and slander going on now, you'll finally understand that them niggas in New York was the gatekeepers, you feel me? And that Suge and Pac was trying to build some Black entrepreneurship and they had to go down. You know what I'm saying? That's when you niggas will finally realize it. But as Bill Cosby got older, he said, you know, I got grandkids, I got this. What they gonna do to me? Fuck it, I'm going out with a bang. I'm gonna try to buy NBC and try to change, you know, how we viewed and try to make my community better, make my people better. They said, you know what, nigga, get your boule ass in line, nigga. You getting in check, bringing up all this history. Yep. And guess what? Bill Cosby wasn't the only motherfucker doing that back then. You think it just because a black man was doing it that the white people didn't allow him to do it for all them years and they knew about it? That's because they did it as well. But Bill Cosby. uh, Bill Cosby was, you know, he has to keep silent. Unless you end up like a Jeffrey Dahmer where they get you, you know what I'm saying? Or you end up like a Michael Jackson where they, you know what I'm saying? Or you end up like a Prince to where, you know what I'm saying? Trying to buy your masters back? Nah. Nigga, nah. It's a whole fucking process. It's a formula. It's a formula, my nigga. You not understand that you have cliques within organizations just like you got crews and gangs where, you know, it's a group of niggas that lay that murder game down, you feel me? Just like you got some niggas in a clique that's some big time dope dealers, you feel me? They don't associate with each other, but they still in the same organization. So what makes you think the army and the military and all of these places don't have people like they lay that murder game down, but they also lay that pedophilia, murder, satanic, ritualistic murder game down? What makes you not think that? You gotta put this together, my nigga. Really, really think about that shit. Why do people get away with this? If you research the Golden State Killer, it was a person in which, you know, he was raping all of these individuals, and they had a town hall meeting in San Francisco. I think it was the East area. And this individual spoke up, speaking, you know, telling women, this was in the 70s, the 1970s. He was telling women, white women of the suburbs, of course, to, you know, start arming themselves. A person can't rape you, can't break in your house and rape you if you have a gun. So what does the East area rapist do? He break into that nigga house, that dude house, excuse me, and put a gun to him while he sleep and rape his wife, my nigga. And rape his wife and his daughter. Now he raped his daughter, bro. Who do you think does shit like that? That much heart. This dude was eating in people's houses when he was breaking in. For over 10 years, did over like 50 rapes. You know what I'm saying? Who do you think is doing that, my nigga? That ain't that nigga the fall guy, bro. That nigga the fall guy. And there was one story in which you piece things together. I don't know if people are in tune like this. He had broken into somebody's house and, you know, raped the women, and then they got loose from, you know, his tying them up, and they went outside and screamed. The woman went outside and screamed that night, and the next door neighbor just happened to be an FBI agent that chased him, and he hopped over a gate, and he reported it to the police. Yet this is your next door fucking neighbor, an FBI agent. They didn't bring up the victims' names. They didn't bring up the FBI agent's name in that case. But every other case, they mention names. The Orange County case, you know, a lot of those cases. They even gave hints to things. This person could have been what they call him, a contractor, because he was following the whole, you know what I'm saying, the freeway of, you know, where developments were being brought up. But yet he wasn't a fucking contractor. He was a cop with Vietnam ties in his background. Okay. They didn't mention that in the documentary. They didn't mention that. And the fact that he just got caught last week and they already have victims to sit down and talk to. They already have a story and everything planned out. It's even more spooky. But, you know, they have Hollywood people coming forward saying that, oh, my wife died for this. No, your wife died because she overdosed on drugs, my God. Trying to rewrite history to make it seem as if, you know, that's something you're going to put in a Hollywood, you know, movie, as if she was the person from Hollywood that was a wife to this famous actor, and she dedicated her life to trying to solve this case, and now it's done, and now she's dead. Like, no, bro, she got addicted to drugs and died. But, you know, for those that's in the know to what I'm talking about, you will understand this. You pay attention to these things, man. You're supposed to. You're supposed to, bro. As a human on earth, you're supposed to pay attention to these things. I feel as if you should. You know what I'm saying? Because if you plan on bringing kids into this world, you better know this fucking world. Man, man. You know how many times individuals have tried to wake people up, and people, give them that ignorant, just totally disrespectful response. That makes people go crazy. That's where your Kanye's come from. That's where your young Pharaohs come from. You feel me? Young Pharaoh's a smart individual. His pseudo information, he don't even believe that. But this community, just dealing with dummies every day, it makes you crack. Your polites, people looking for escapism. Tariq Nasheed is giving y'all a tour of black businesses that y'all are giving money to him to, just so he can travel. He's in New Orleans looking at black businesses with money that y'all gave him. He took a trip to that. He just wanted to take a vacation and y'all paid for it, so that's how he did it. That's smooth, but y'all some suckers. You feel me? See, I'm gonna just mention some of the channels that I listen to that I just don't mention all the time. One that I find hilarious is Keyboard Musician. Keyboard Musician is hilarious to me. But he real though, you know what I'm saying? Real as hell. I feel he be off. He talking about these YouTubers are going to jail at any moment. That shit funny as hell to me. But, I tune in from time to time, you feel me? But he dropped a video on Tariq, and Tariq fans are going crazy. He dropped nothing but the facts, you feel me? Especially during that Tommy Sotomayor and Tariq beef. It wasn't because Tariq was didn't disagree, that he didn't agree with Tommy Sotomayor's rhetoric. He did agree with his rhetoric on black women. Tariq is the same individual who said that, you should get you a black woman with a white mother. He's the same individual that said that. You know what I'm saying? He got I ain't finna, jump into that. But people love being followers of individuals that, this Tariq Nasheed thing is that if somebody brings forth information that you didn't want to look up yourself and puts it into a documentary or a DVD format, I say DVD, but you know what I mean, man. So you follow his information and you praise him for something that people have had in books, melanated beings have had in books for damn near, decades now. But it took for him to put it in, DVD format or just make it a documentary for you to actually, look at your history, because you don't want to read. You would rather sit on your ass and watch and let somebody else who has read talk to you about it with images of it in the background. So that right there proves to me a lot of what I see going on is that a lot of black people have, laziness, self-hate to an extreme. And this is what I wanted to talk about. If I were to tell y'all, like I always do, research the Great Wall of, Benin in Africa. 4.5 times larger and longer than the Great Wall of China. That's in Africa. It was marvelous. Princes and kings and queens living inside of the Great Walls of Benin. Protected. But hey, you would never understand. You don't understand how great you are, or, your people was. Your race was. You don't want to acknowledge that. You know what I'm saying? Bringing up hieroglyphs of, ancient Egyptians of being, melanated, wearing gold, and, just looking fly. But you would rather, conceptualize your past as a melanated being as being in shackles. That's the victim mentality. That's a loser mentality, bro. It's just like the youngin' that say, I ain't never gonna be shit. I ain't never gonna do nothing in my life. At 12, 11 years old, that defeated mentality comes from his peers and his environment. If there was a winning atmosphere for him as a youngin', he would never have that mindset. Now, for me growing up, grew up around people like that. You know what I'm saying? But I never had that mentality. That's what creates an individual. You feel me? That's what create. You don't. I mean, creates an individual. You either born with it or you develop it. To be born with it is actually worse because you see it your whole fucking life. You see it your whole fucking life, bro. Nothing but followers, my nigga. It's old niggas on the block used to try to make niggas do shit. You feel me? Like try to send young niggas out. Like, oh yeah, you ain't gonna do that shit. Hey, young nigga, go do this. Some of them young niggas will do it. You feel me? Them niggas is send outs, crash dummies. When we looking at you like, nigga, you a fucking goofy. We can't hang around you. You know what I'm saying? Can't hang around you. But if you do it on your own, then it's different. You know what I'm saying? If you do it on your own without anybody telling you, then you know, you just did what you had to do. So, see that growing up. And you see people now, groupthink is, you know, in full effect when it comes to a lot of things out here. It's a lot of hypocrisy, man. It's a lot of it. So, this Issa Rae situation, you know, it's like what I've been telling y'all, their alignment with the corruption of, you know, just seeing the black male is like you don't want to build with him. That's what their mentality is, bro. Don't build with him. He's not worth building with. Let me go run to this Asian. Let me go run to this white man. Let me go run to this, that, this. Self-hate is that deep, my dog. It's that deep. So when I see people sitting on here talking about, you know, how good things are and this and that, I understand that, yeah, play on words, but we gotta be real. There needs to be some change in the mentality of these communities. Because for her to be African and that's her mentality towards the blacks in America, that's bad, my nigga. That's real bad. Oh, matter of fact, bro, I got this up and didn't even talk about it. I got this whole fucking picture up and didn't even talk about it. Okay, so look, Daniel Brazzoli, they're promoting lean. They're promoting lean. Let me say that again. They're promoting lean in a 14-year-old girl's video. They're promoting facial tattoos. They're promoting the total 180 of society, of quote-unquote all-American family. They're promoting that openly. Like it's cool. Kidney failure is cool. Seizures. You feel me? Lean. Opioid. It's an opioid epidemic in America. Shouldn't people be outraged at Atlantic Records for promoting this BS on a 14-year-old girl's video, knowing she has a large kid following? But that falls on the part of the parents. But we need to hold the media accountable for the shit that they promote. Why do you think Kanye was in there saying what he said about the media? Because he understands that they need to be held accountable for the shit that they promote. Look at this, my nigga. See, the thing about it is that people don't realize this. The media is aligned. I mean, you know, the record labels are aligned with the pharmaceutical companies. Future, Percocet, Molly Percocet, Percocet, Molly Percocet. Cool. DS2 with Drake. Sprite commercial with the little, you know, looking like, you know, they mixing the lean with the Sprite. You know what I'm saying? Like the, you know, dirty Sprite. That's what the Sprite, you know, they had it. They was promoting it. So they want you to buy more Sprite. When you drink your lean, like as all you motherfuckers do, they want it to be in your subconscious mind. Yeah, dirty Sprite, yeah. We down with it too. Opioid epidemic. We clicked up. Just like in the 90s with, you know, the prison industrial complex with gangster music. Record labels, you know, clicking up with the prison industrial complex for the, you know, school to prison pipeline. But the thing about that was that created rebelliousness. A lot of those people, a lot of those kids from there was real rebellious. And the artists that they were, trying to promote to do that became even more rebellious. When you had Ice Cube, who was a original, supposed to be one of those that promote that shit, branch off and run to Chuck D and start promoting this, and then he putting up books with Khalid Muhammad about the secret relationship between blacks and Jews, that becomes a problem, a real problem, because they tried to shut down Public Enemy, and he went to go click up with them. So now they're looking at it like, oh, no, no. Then you got Pac coming out. You know what I'm saying? You got all this shit going on. They say, oh, no, 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 oh, no. Bring it together. Pac came in at 20 years old, bringing peace treaties. Him, Mopreme Shakur, and Mutulu Shakur, political prisoner. They all, wrote the treaty for the Bloods and Crips and Watts to get along. He did that at 20 years old. They saw that. And it's supposed to be this gangster shit. And they trying to politicize, street gangs. So all of that became a problem. And that's why they went another route with this. So that, it's up and booming, most definitely. When you had people like Snoop running around, when you had all this other shit going on. You know what I'm saying? For, the crack epidemic and all of that. Left a lot of people broken. And they started, putting laws in place to where they was like, you niggas making too much money off this cocaine. And y'all community's fucked. We're gonna lock you motherfuckers up. So crack babies is being raised. So even the ones, the families that was well off because their dad was dealing cocaine, if he wasn't making decisions to, stash his money to get his kids out the quote unquote hood and put them in a better position, then his kids is in the hood and he ain't got no money that he made on the street. Now he doing 10 years in the feds or 15 to 20, you feel me, depending on how deep he was in the game. But, his kids is growing up in a single mother household. So they're, vulnerable to get caught up in the streets as well. So that, created this atmosphere that we have now. Now they have this opioid epidemic. They're pushing it. They got this little kid on here with facial tattoos. They got some Adam 22 no jumper. I think that might be him. But they're saying that Bad Baby will turn your kids out. That's her goal. That's her mission on here, is to turn your kids out. Turn them bad. You know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind, bro. This whole system is about corruption. That's all it's about. That's all it's about, man. You look at, just think about it, man. I'm trying to get y'all to think, but really speaking to the youngins right now. You coming up right now in this era of just immaturity, of course. If you have a sound mind, if you have some level of maturity about yourself, then you'll realize that a lot of this shit ain't what it's bigged up to be. A lot of it. A majority of it. Once you find out that damn near everything that you believe is a damn hoax, I really mean that shit. Serial killers are a hoax. Most definitely. The people that you think are doing it are not doing it. They're just the fall guys. For the real sinister part of it. People are up in arms. I seen this out of nowhere. This is the attack on black men. Out of nowhere, this R. Kelly thing pops out, you feel me? Of, mute R. Kelly. It was started by white women. I think it was a black woman, actually. I take that L if I'm wrong. But out of nowhere on Twitter. And what that told me is that, why are we focusing on this guy? And I thought back on it like, all of these individuals that speaking out on these things, my nigga, I grew up in the hood 2005, 2000. Whenever that shit came out, had to be 9, 8 years old. But I remember all of the black women in my hood. Every time I went over, to chill at the homegirls' houses and all this. Them VCRs that said rated R on it, with R. Kelly with his shirt off on the front of it. Black women had that shit. So, they, back then it was trafficking child porn. Y'all clearly watching this video of this nigga pissing and having sex with this underage girl. That's what they were watching. And I thought back on it like, damn, really? And that's mute R. Kelly? Is that what y'all doing now? After I seen this growing up, nobody had a problem with it. And then I thought back on it like, damn, Grown women, watching this weird shit. Everybody had bootlegs for, just a. I remember seeing them VCR, the cover for it and everything, rated R. Remember seeing that shit every fucking where, every house I went to in the urban community, bro. The fuck? Fuck out of here, man. Come on now, bro. Shit crazy, my nigga. But if we going after R. Kelly, why not go after the white ones? Why not go after the Bill Clintons? Hell, we can go on Bill Clinton on some murders. A lot of them. See, the thing about it is that I've mentioned this before. I just mentioned it in this video that I really don't think my opinion on life would change even if I was a white person, even if I was Asian, if I was any of the so-called, where y'all put over the black man. Because all that shit can be, based on material shit, based on quote-unquote society, hierarchies and shit like that. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, okay. Look at look, if we really wanted to get into this shit, bro, I can really go into this, man. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it, bro. I could, though. Look at the boxers. Look at the boxers right now. You know what I'm saying? They can whitewash music. They can whitewash hip-hop in the mainstream. But you can't whitewash NBA. You can't whitewash, boxing, my nigga. Look at the Charlo brothers. Shout out to them. Undefeated, knocking motherfuckers out. You feel me? If they was white, they would be promoted like the Klitschko brothers. But they not. Look at my nigga, you know what I'm saying? Gervonta Davis. Knocking motherfuckers out. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Look at these black men out here doing this shit, boy. Look at Deontay Wilder. Look at Anthony Johnson. You feel me? Look at these black men. Mayweather. Niggas undefeated out here. But if all of them motherfuckers were white, bro, you would never stop hearing about them. But hey, you can't whitewash that. Can't whitewash that, my nigga. And the thing about it is that people get so caught up into, look at the entertainment of fans. People don't understand the art of boxing. So when you see niggas calling Mayweather fights boring, that's because they want to see some rock'em sock'em robot shit where these motherfuckers is giving themselves brain damage at the end of the fight just all for your entertainment. Yeah! Motherfuckers got a whole big ass animated cartoon knots on their fucking head out there giving a show for y'all, leaving with all type of fucking concussions and memory loss and stuttering like all type of old boxers in a few decades. You feel me? All for y'all entertainment. But to get out there and be defensive, just to put on a show for you, ignorant motherfuckers who don't understand the art of boxing, defending yourself, defensive stances. The thing about boxing is to not get hit, bro. That's just what it's all about, not getting hit. It's an art within itself. And if you do have the power, then you can knock a motherfucker out. You know what I'm saying? Just like with basketball, you have blacks that can be in a quarterback position, but they don't want that. Just like you have blacks, they don't want to be coaches in the NBA as well. It's certain things that you see. You see them. Look at all the quote-unquote great teams. Matter of fact, I'm going to speak on this. I just watched Game 2 of the New Orleans Pelicans versus the Golden State Warriors. Now, as y'all know, I have no bias. A lot of you niggas gonna come in here with that bullshit. I have no fucking bias. I don't even have a favorite team. So, at 7:51 in the fourth quarter of the New Orleans Pelicans and Golden State Warriors playoff game, it's 95. New Orleans got 95 points, and Golden State Warriors got 99. Rondo is wide open for a three. He splashed that motherfucker. It's 98-99. So, right after that, every time they come back towards Golden State's way, they calling a foul. They calling a foul. The refs is calling a bullshit tic-tac foul. Anthony Davis has 0 free throw attempts in his whole fucking game. Constantly driving to the basket. He put up a lot of points. He had over 20 points. Mostly from the paint. No jump shots. I seen him get fouled multiple times. They weren't calling it on purpose. I think Golden State had, 27 free throws compared to the New Orleans Pelicans having 9. Now, this is exactly why I don't watch basketball. Because they do this on purpose, man. They do this on purpose. It's not about competition, bro. They need the Golden State Warriors. See, after getting blown out in Game 1, the New Orleans Pelicans, they was going to win this game. That's a definite. But for people to come in here, this is why I don't watch basketball. Because people become fanboys. you're just a Pelicans fan. Go cry. All shit like that. That's why I don't tune in for, picking a favorite team. I have no favorite team at all. But shit like that is why I just can't support a team. You know what I'm saying? Cause it's a business. Stop looking at this shit as an art. It's a fucking business. You know. So, I'm just asking people to pay attention. That's all I'm doing. That's all my, human brain is doing right now. It's telling people to pay attention and be aware and do some research. Because this world is a lot deeper than what you think it is. Hey. So give me y'all thoughts on this situation. I'm gone. Like, comment, dislike. It do not matter. Is there any other thing? Hold on for a second. I'm thinking, is there any other thing I need to talk about? Talked about Issa Rae. Talked about Kanye West. Talked about the people coming at Kanye West. Oh, this J. Cole situation. Let's talk about this. J. Cole, having a back and forth with Kanye. See, that's just done, because of the camo and the three-piece suit. And that's, J. Cole is losing it, man. He losing it, bro. And what I tell you niggas about G Herbo, bro, who seen the Everything video? You seen what that nigga was wearing, that old Batman ass shit, bro? Come on now, bro. I tried to tell you niggas. Y'all don't listen, though. You know what I'm saying? Niggas ain't gotta listen to me, though. Niggas ain't gotta listen to me, man. You know what I'm saying? I tried to tell y'all. Tried to. Did you see Bibby in this video? When the last time you seen Lil Bibby in G Herbo video? Come on now, man. Niggas ain't paying attention, though. You know what I'm saying? Niggas ain't paying Oh, man. Hey. With that being said, man, I'm gone. Peace.